guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been forever, it feels like, since the last time I did a video. A lot has changed. I actually have a little bit to talk about now that you guys might be interested in, like pregnancy, which is the title of this video. My 20-week pregnancy update, and I haven't did one so far, so it's not like I did every week like I said I was going to, but I'm just now getting back up really from being pregnant. As you can tell, I am so out of breath, and you know, that's just, I guess, something that comes along with pregnancy. I hope you guys have been doing good. I have a lot to share with you guys. I'm doing a new little thing with the channel. It's going to be called Just Me, Jessie P. I think that's really cute or whatever. That's going to be the new title, and it's going to be it's not just going to all be about pregnancy, you know, or having a baby and mom life. It's not going to be just all about that. I'm going to talk about everything from being a married millennial to being working in corporate America. You know, me, then, you know, I'm an electrical engineer, and I work for the United States DOD. I'll talk about that some on the channel. Of course, I'm a Christian, if you didn't know. So all of my advice, or every aspect of my channel basically, will be rooted in that area. Other than that, let me see. I wrote down some things that I was going to tell you guys about in the introductory. Other than that, oh yeah, so I also graduated from an HBCU. And so we'll talk about that a little bit, and just going to college. If you have any questions about that, you can always ask. I'm going to, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about new segments I'm going to start. And in the new segments, it's going to be like just a time for us to interact with each other, so for us to become a family, you know? And none of you know, nothing what I say it's not really advice. It's just my take on it, my approach on it. Just all the thoughts from just me, Jessie P. Okay, so let's get into the actual video, which is going to be about pregnancy from the very beginning to 20 weeks. And I know you're going to be like, Jessica, well, I ain't got time to sit here and listen to what you've been doing from 20 weeks. I mean, from the whole time, you know. I should have broke up the videos, but I'm not going to make it extremely long. I'm just going to give you guys some takeaways that happened to me in my pregnancy. If you're thinking about getting pregnant, what you can look forward to. If you go through the same things I went through, because every pregnancy I've learned is different. I've watched so many pregnancy videos, and every pregnancy video I've watched has had like this on their own little twang to it or whatever. So, yeah, and as you can see, I'm not sponsored. I don't have any sponsors yet, but I did put like a little baby setup right here because I just wanted you guys to, you know the theme of the video and all things baby. And here's my baby right there, and I just wanted him to be a part of it. Okay. So first things first, when I found out I was pregnant, so when I found out I was pregnant, I was like already 6 weeks pregnant. And I mean, that's not far along at all when you really think about it. I was only like late, maybe like a week, I think, at that time when I found out about me being pregnant. I think I was like a week late. So it's really not really that long. I really found out, or I really caught it early on, which thank God I did. But I'm sorry, guys. And I'll just pause here. This is a craving of mine, so you're going to see me drinking out of this a lot. It's shaved ice with like a little juice on top of it, but I have to have it. It's just like, I have to. Okay, so I might drink this a little bit, but just don't mind me. Okay, so the first week I found out I was pregnant. How I found out I was pregnant was because, of course, I was late. But I always give like myself like a grace period when I'm late, you know, because I give my body is usually like clockwork, but it does like range from like a couple days. Like maybe I think it's gonna come on Tuesday, but it might come on that Friday or that Thursday, you know. So I always give myself like a little grace period before I start panicking or thinking I'm pregnant. So I was in my little grace period stage or whatever, and I don't want to get too graphic or too like extreme with it, but I'm married, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. So So what happened was the night before I had my test, my husband, we was playing around, and my husband had grabbed my boob area. And I was like, I jumped real hard. I was like, oh my gosh, stop. I was like, oh, that hurt. And he was like, you ain't pregnant, is you? Mind you, my husband has never, ever, ever even joked about me being pregnant. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So all night that night I was thinking about it. I was like, dog, I wonder, am I pregnant? I am kind of late. I haven't had any signs of, me starting my cycle or whatever. And I am real sore. And I was like, so maybe I need to take a test. So I went throughout the next day. I had thought about it all night. Next morning, didn't go get one. So then on my lunch break, I was like, I'm going to go get one because I don't want to go out this weekend or go and have fun with my friends this weekend, turn up, do all of that, and I'm pregnant. And I was like, I want to be responsible. So I went to get a pregnancy test on my lunch break, which really was like, I should not have did that because it threw off the whole rest of my work day. So I went and got a pregnancy test for lunch. And my husband works from home. He was working from home at this point. Well, he works from home now too, but this was during COVID or whatever. So he was working from home, and I was going into the office maybe a few days out the week. And so I went to go get the pregnancy test, and then I came back, took the pregnancy test on my lunch break, just randomly, didn't even tell him I was taking it or nothing. He was just doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And so I go take the test, and it comes back before I could even get the test from up under me, guys. That thing was already turning. The second line was already coming in. And I was like, am I tripping? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. And so I showed my husband. Of course, he was happy. I called my sister first, then I called my mom. And of course, they was all excited or whatever. And, it was a whole deal. But after that, I went back to work, and I was like, maybe I'm tripping though, because even though that one did come out real strong positive, I was like, I could be tripping. I'm going to drink some water all throughout the rest of the day. And then I'm going to stop by the store when I get home. And I'm going to give me one of those clear blue, I think it's called, pregnancy test. And I need to see it say the word on there, pregnant or not pregnant. So I went and did that, got the clear blue pregnancy test. It said pregnant, clear as day. And so I was like, okay, well, this is it. We're pregnant. And because I really didn't feel anything, sorry guys. At first, I really didn't feel anything. I had no symptoms. I started taking my prenatals. I started drinking a lot of water, and I started getting in pregnancy mode, and every symptom started happening. Nausea, frequent urination, all of it started happening. Okay, let me look at my phone because I have it all written down. So that's when it all really started happening, when I started taking my prenatals, and I started really getting in, I guess, pregnancy mode, mom mode. My body started being like, okay, yeah, we're pregnant. So a couple of my symptoms early on for my first trimester was extremely tired. If you know me, you know I was already a lady who loved taking naps. But after this, it was extremely, extremely, extremely tired. I would come home from work at 4:30 and I would sleep the rest of the day. I didn't even have to have food or anything. I could sleep until I had to go to work the next day. Okay? And so I was extremely tired. Of course, my boobs were really tender or whatever. And I had nausea all day. But I never threw up. Which was, thank God, thank you, Jesus, because I hate throwing up. But I never threw up, but it was just all day nausea. It was at one point for maybe a few days or maybe a week and a half. My husband would I would have to tell him to go get me some grapes and, grapes and beer salt. And that was the only thing I could eat was grapes and beer salt. And that was my diet for a week and a half because I couldn't digest anything. And it was even if it was something really light, like a salad, or if it was something really heavy, like a steak, all of it. It was just making me nauseous. And so I couldn't do that. Okay, so that was first trimester. End of my first trimester, I realized I went to the doctor and I had a humongous scare. I had a high platelet count, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what was going on. But when you have a high platelet count, you have to go to the cancer center to get yourself checked out. Which, oh my gosh, that was the worst couple of weeks of my life. Like, I cried so much those weeks because you don't know if you thinking everything. You know, first off, you don't know what that stuff is. You don't know what's going on with your body. You don't know if it's cancer. You don't know what's going on. So having that little scare was just the most. That was probably the worst part of my pregnancy so far, was having to go through that, and it was so stressful. And but I went into the doctor or whatever, and they checked me out, and I didn't have cancer, thank God. It was just my iron was, I guess, super low. I wasn't anemic though, thank you Jesus. I was just I just had low iron, so they had to prescribe me some medicine, and then I got to go back and, you know, just make sure that my iron has come up. If it has, then I'll be okay to deliver the baby. If not, then I'm going to have to get like these little iron injections, which will set me straight, really. I have to get 2 little iron injections, and then I'll be fine to deliver the baby too. So thank you, Jesus. That was all it was. Praise him. But those 2 weeks, like leading up to it, because when I found out about it, it was during the holiday time. It was during Christmas and New Year's. And so the doctors was closed. So I had to go those 2 weeks not knowing like what was going on. And so I got the news before everybody closed down for the holidays. Didn't have my appointment until after the holidays was over. And so I was like, oh my gosh, Jesus, am I going to have to, what's going to happen? I didn't even know anything about being pregnant and having cancer at the same time. I don't know anything about that. So I was just like, God, please be with me. So of course he was. And it just ended up that I had low iron. So that was a big thing I went through in my pregnancy. So that was the first trimester. Then the second trimester came, which is where we are now. And I thank you, Jesus, that everything has become a lot better. Like, once I got to my second trimester, like the first week of it, like I started feeling so much better. Like my appetite got better. I wasn't as tired anymore. I was just better, basically. I wasn't really stressed out or whatever. It was just like time to have fun. We were about to start moving almost. And it was just basically time to have fun, time to enjoy having the baby, time to just really relax. Sorry, guys. And so my second trimester was good. I mean, it has been going good. My symptoms has been increased appetite. I'm starting to feel baby kick. And when I say starting to feel, I've been feeling them now for like weeks and weeks and weeks. And this baby, I don't think he ever goes to sleep. Like, even when I'm asleep, and I don't sleep much now because I can't. But when I'm asleep, the couple hours I am asleep, he kicking. When I'm up, he kicking. He hasn't kicked now, maybe because, I don't know, maybe he's listening to the YouTube video. But before, when I was getting ready to set all this up, he was kicking. That's all we do all day. Kick, 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 move, 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 move. But I'm so happy that he's an active baby, because if he wasn't doing it, I'd be worried. So I'd rather him do it and just be like, ooh, baby, please calm down, instead of him not do it and I'm like, ooh, what's going on with my baby? What's going on with my baby? You know? And so I'm thankful for the kicks, but it's a lot, especially when you sleep. Like, when you sleep, and like sometimes I be sleep and like I'm kind of on my side, but it's like I'm on my stomach almost, and like he's not having it. As soon as that happens, like he start kicking, and so then I lay on my back. Like, okay, well, maybe if I lay on my back, he can get comfortable and he'll go to sleep. And that definitely don't help. When I lay on my back and I get still, oh, he lit like a firecracker. Like, he gets turned up. So whatever, I just don't learn to deal with it now. After the baby starts kicking, okay, so then I also have constant headaches, which this week, low-key, they kind of been coming down. I haven't really had them lately. I think it really was dehydration, because when I got on my second trimester, I was feeling so much better and I was feeling so good. I wasn't drinking those water bottles like I was in my first trimester. You know, I wasn't staying hydrated and all like that. I was like, oh, I'm good now, you know. And so I started like drinking more juices and just stuff like that. I even started drinking tea a little bit too sometimes. And I wasn't drinking water, put it like that. And yeah, so I had headaches every day, and they would last all day. I would take Tylenol, wake up, still have a headache. And so but it hasn't been like, it didn't come with like any like blurred vision or anything like that. It wasn't like serious. It was just headaches. So another thing is insomnia, which is what I just talked about. Don't sleep that much. I'm up most of the day. Like I probably sleep from like 2 in the morning to about 8, which is 6 hours. So I guess that's good. But that's about it. And then I'm up for the rest of the day. I might nap throughout the day. Like if I get real full, I'll take a nap. But even the naps, I used to be able to nap, which y'all might think just because this is not normal. But I used to be able to nap for like 4 hours. Now I can only nap for maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, which is just not a lot. Okay. Stomach is growing, yes, and it's causing back pains. That was a big thing too. Like it's just getting comfortable. Like once I'm trying to get comfortable, he kicking, I'm tossing and turning. Not only is he kicking, I feel like, which I know is just my mind, but I just feel like my placenta is just, when I roll over, it's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Which I don't know if that's just me in my head doing that, but I just feel like that's what's going on, and it's just like really uncomfortable. I hate moving. I hate shifting in the bed, and it's just hard to get comfortable. And so my back hurts a lot or whatever. And even like when I stand, like if I cook and I have to stand up and cook or whatever, my back starts hurting. It's just, my back hurts constantly. But yeah. And then as you guys, I don't know, you probably can hear this, but shortness of breath, which is woo, woo, woo. Like I can do anything. I mean, walking up, well, I got steps in my house now. So walking up and down the steps, I'm definitely out of breath. But anything causes me to be out of breath. Just talking in this video is causing me to be out of breath. So yeah, I'm always out of breath. And then feet hurts, but that comes with it, of course. It's because of really the weight I've gained. And it's really not me gaining weight. I don't think he's up, you guys. He's kicking now. But it's really not the weight I've gained. I don't know what's going on, but my feet is just hurting, I guess. But yeah, so that's what pregnancy has been for me, which second trimester was a lot better than the first trimester, a lot more stress-free, a lot more, like now I feel like just pregnant mommy, take care of my baby, rub my belly all the time. Like I'm just like enjoying pregnancy at this point. So cravings I have is this. Ice, shaved ice, I love it. Cereal, spicy foods. And when I say spicy foods, like before now I was a spicy food eater. I've always been a spicy food eater. If you know me, you know hot Cheetos is my favorite chip. I've always been a spicy food eater, but now it's like extremely spicy. The other day, let me tell you what I did. I caught myself doing this and I was like, oh yeah, you pregnant. I went and I bought some queso dip, some jalapenos, and some chips, right? Just to make some regular nachos. So I was eating nachos and I had ran out of the queso dip. And I was just putting a jalapeno on the chip, eating it. And I was like, yeah, you doing too much now. Like, you really pregnant. You need to calm down. But I love spicy foods. Anything spicy, I'll eat. And so those were the symptoms broken down into trimesters. So this is what I've been experiencing my entire pregnancy, no matter what trimester I've been in. Increased smell. I literally can smell, I feel like, any and everything. I can smell it. So if it's something that maybe a normal person can smell, I feel like I can smell it from a mile away. I remember when we was in my old apartment, I would be in my room and my husband would have his friends over or whatever, and I could literally smell their cologne as soon as they walked through the door. And I would be all the way back in my room. And it's any other time I would not be able to smell that. But I could. And yeah, sometimes it's okay because sometimes it's good smells. Most times, who wants to smell stuff anyways all day, every day? It's really not a good thing. But another thing I have, sour taste in my mouth. Like it's like constant. But the ice helps. So maybe that's why I'm so addicted to it. But because I always have a sour taste in my mouth. It's just constant. It's never ending. Whatever it is. I have to brush my teeth several times a day and gargle, and then that'll make it go away a little bit. But as soon as I drink something else, anything with flavor in it is back. Or sometimes at night, it'll just come. Or after I take my vitamins, of course it's gonna come. Easily irritated. That's been like an emotion. I guess the emotional side, like, that's been through the roof. Like, I've been trying to distance myself from like my friends and like my family and like even my husband, because it's like when this is all over with, I want people to still like me, because the things I just catch myself, like the things I used to, sorry guys, I don't know if you guys seen that, but spit just came out of my mouth. Anyways. But I was like, once all this pregnancy is over, I need to distance myself now, because once all this pregnancy is over with, I want to still have those friendships, and I want to still be, you know, I mean, my family to be cool, and me and my husband to still be on good terms. So I just kind of like have to relax and chill and distance myself, because I know that I'm changing, because the things that even I can be scrolling on Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook, and the things that I used to laugh at, I'd be like, that's so stupid. Like, and then like, I catch myself and I'd be like, what? Why you being so serious? Calm down. But yeah, like very easily irritated. So like I've just been trying to stay in my own little bubble, because once this is all over with and I go back to, you know, and I'm not, my hormones isn't at an all-time high, I don't want people to be like, well, you were so this when you were pregnant, you know. So I just try to stay in my own little bubble. And then lastly is frequent urination. Of course, I've been having that since day one. I promise you. And at first, you know, me being the engineer in me was like, if you don't use, the reason why you're using the bathroom is because you haven't to increase your water intake. If you reduce your water, I'm sorry guys, if you reduce your water intake, then you won't have frequent urination. So that's really not a pregnancy symptom. It's just because you are increasing your water intake. And I told you, in my second trimester, I stopped that. I stopped drinking a lot of water like I was. And I'm still going 24/7, all the time. And it's like, sometimes I think my uterus get on my bladder, and it's just a mess. It's just really, I go, and then I get up, and I walk downstairs, and I have to go again downstairs. It's just a mess. My husband told me the other day, because I had walked downstairs when I used the bathroom, and I have a bathroom right by the room. And my husband was like, why did you use the bathroom? Why you come down here to use the bathroom? And I was like, I didn't have to use it when I was on the first step. But by the time I got to the last step, I had to use it real bad. And he was like, oh, this pregnancy is doing rough on you. It was getting rough on you, man. And I was like, yes, it really is. But, you know, I'm thankful for it, I guess. And so that's basically it. That's all I've really been going through. That's me from week one. Not week one, but when I first found out at 6 weeks to 21 weeks. 21 weeks, yeah, I'm right. Wow, it is. It's 21 weeks. And so, yeah, so that's what I've been going through. I've been enjoying everything so far, though. Even the doctor's visits. This week we had our anatomy scan, which is like the big shaboom of all visits. Like, it's supposed to be like the biggest one. You get to see the baby a whole 30 minutes. And like the baby's moving, and she's measuring every little part of the baby. She tells you if he has any like abnormalities or whatever, and she tells you if anything's wrong with the baby, which of course this is our first pregnancy, so we have paid to get every genetic testing in the book. Every time we go in that office, I have to get blood because it's some type of genetic testing. And so I don't know if the doctor's getting over on me or what, but this is our first baby, so of course we're gonna do it all. So we have gotten every genetic test. We had already did all of that. We had already went through really all that, and they have called us back. They're calling us every week saying that the tests have been coming back regular. Nothing's wrong with the baby. So once we went to the anatomy scan, we were expecting it to be nothing wrong with the baby because they did it through blood work already. So the baby turned out to be good. He was active, of course. He was moving around everywhere, like literally. I think it was the lady though. The lady was pressing. She had the little ultrasound tool or whatever on my stomach, and she was pressing on it real hard. And he was running. When I say she had to trap him in a corner in my uterus and like measure everything because he would just slip out and go to somewhere else. Like I guess he was like, "Lady, get up off of me," and I wanted to be like, "Lady, get off of him!" Like you don't have to press that hard on him. You ain't gotta do all that. Just put the little thing on there. And when you see him, just take the picture. You pressing so hard, like he a good baby. He'll move to where you need him to. I'm sorry, he doesn't mind. Like, you don't have to do all that. But I guess she knows her job better, so I didn't do all that. But she was pressing on my stomach, and when I say that, he would move, he would jump, he would swim like all the way to the other side. Like, he was everywhere in there. And I was like, oh, I just kept, like, I would grab her hand. Like, at one part, I was grabbing her wrist. I was like, oh my gosh. And like, she was like, I'm just trying to get his heart. I just want to just make sure. I want to get all the measurements of his heart. And I was like, okay. And so he was just moving, you know, whatever. His name is Caden. So I'm going to start referring to him as Caden now that you guys know. But yeah, Caden, he was just moving all around in there. He was trying to get away from her. And I was thinking, if you would have been asleep last night, maybe you wouldn't be so irritated this morning. That's what was in my mind, because I was like, Caden was just, he was up all night. He was up. When I say he was up all night long, and then once we got to the exam, he was still up. And so I guess he wasn't expecting that. I know he wasn't expecting that, because I never even like press on my belly hard. So I know he wasn't expecting that. And it's like, I've been calm throughout this entire pregnancy. So like, he really done had control of my whole body, and I just been relaxing and laying down. I really don't go anywhere, don't really do anything. So like, he done really had control of my whole body for real. And so when that lady was pressing on my stomach like that, I know he was not used to that. He was like, whoa, what is mama doing? What's she doing now? And so, yeah, after that doctor's visit, and he had went through all of that, he slept real good. He had slept for like a long time. And then, of course, he woke up maybe like a little bit after lunch or later on that day. Anyway, but yeah, and then that's when we found out for sure he was a boy, even though because we had did the genetic testing and all that stuff, they told us real early on, weeks ago, that he was a boy, but they just, you know, redid it, just confirmed it or whatever, and then everything was good. We had a real good visit. She didn't see anything that was going on wrong. We have 2 more, I think, regular visits to go to, and then those are like the 1 month, the ones I go through per month. And then after that, it'll be time for the baby to start coming, so I have to go every week until the baby gets here. And so we're excited about Caden. I'm excited about starting this channel. I'm excited about the journey that I hope that we can all go on together. Right now I'm in Caden's nursery. That's why you see all of this and stuff in this room. And I'm just shooting in Caden's nursery right now until we get it all together. And every time I call his name, he moves. But as soon as I get it together, I'm going to shoot a video just showing you guys, you know, it all decorated and all that stuff. But I gotta order all my stuff that I want and, you know, get it all decorated. So maybe in the next couple weeks we'll do that together, and then we'll do I don't know, we'll have to see what I'm gonna do about a baby shower. That's the least exciting part of this whole situation. Even though I'll be grateful for the gifts, that's just the least exciting part. The least exciting part really is making the registry and having a plan and then put it together and figure out what I'm gonna do with COVID and all of this stuff. It's just a lot. Other than that though, I really look forward to, you know, all the videos to come. So this is what I was going to say about my channel, what I'm going to start doing. And what I want to start is like a little segment where we can interact with each other. So I'm going to drop my email in the video. And my email address, I want you guys to email me any type of questions, any type of advice, anything you might need advice on. Maybe you're going to school and you want to know what's a good major. Or maybe you want to major. I'm so sorry, excuse me. And maybe you want to major in engineering. And you want to know some tips or how to do it. What interviewing tips or anything, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you've already graduated with your engineering degree, or you're about to graduate with your engineering degree, and you're looking for a job. Like anything, I want you guys to email me. And we're going to do like an email of the week. And so I'm going to share your email. Of course, it'll be anonymous. Won't nobody know that you emailed me what you're saying, but me and you. And I'm not going to say your name. But yeah, you just email me about it. I'll share it on here. We'll talk about it or whatever. And I'll give you my advice on it. This can go for you trying to find a job in corporate America, to you just now new on your job in corporate America and you're trying to adjust especially if you are a Black woman in corporate America and you're trying to adjust, and maybe you need some tips on how to still be you, true to you, but be able to mesh well with your environment and get your job done. You know, those type of scenarios. We can talk about that. Marriage, we can talk about that. I really don't have many tips. I let God lead my marriage, so I really don't have that many tips of marriage. But maybe you are trying to get engaged, you know, and maybe you have a guy that you've been dating for a while and you want to know, like, you know, how did you know it was time to go to that next step? How did I know it was time to go to that next step? What did I see in Kevin that made me be like, I want him to be my husband. I want this to work. Like, what happened with that situation, you know? Of course, email me, you know, and we'll talk about it. And it's going to be just a channel where we're just all family. Maybe you want to know you just got pregnant and you want to go into like deep details about something that I didn't cover. Or maybe you're going through the high platelet thing and you want to like really go in deep details about it. We can go there. Just anything. Just email me. We're going to do like an email of the week. And it doesn't have to be a serious thing. It can be funny because I like to be funny. So it can be funny. It can be anything, you know, because don't get me wrong. I don't have the answers to everything. I can just give you what I think that I would do in that situation, which is probably going to be something funny. Okay? Maybe in all times you should not take the advice, but I would just give you what I would do in that situation, you know? So, yeah, I look forward to hearing that. I look forward to doing that. I think that would be very nice if you guys just send me an email at my email address. I'm going to link it in. I'm going to put it in this video. And, yeah, I think that'd be fun. I look forward to that. Well, guys, I think that is it. I have thoroughly enjoyed, you know, opening back up the channel. This is going to be so great. I'm going to be so much more consistent. I'm going to try. I got so much stuff I want to share with you guys. Yeah, so I look forward to talking to you guys again next week. If you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe.